So tell us a little bit about Siptail and how the idea came about.
So sip tail, the more you sip, the better the stories become. And
I
sip
like
tails
that.
always start with a good story. So we wanted a canned cocktail that was different from anything on the market. We didn't see anything on the shelves, like owners wise or the drink wise. We didn't see anybody that represented what we like to drink. So we came up with two flavors that we felt that were unique and creative in the space, alcohol space. And the cool thing about our brand is there's no carbonation in it, unlike so many carbonated drinks that are on the market right now. We wanted to kind of hit it from a different angle, and now we are in about 40 different stores across the valley in Arizona, Total Wines, and a couple of bars, and then local independent liquor stores outside of that. But being able to go to the liquor stores and see that the product is moving by itself is, better than any touchdown I could have scored. I'm joking, but it's a great feeling just to see that all the hard work that you're putting in you're getting some type of kickback out of it.
Yeah, no, that's great. How many different flavors do you have?
Just two right now, and then we're coming
Okay.
up with a third one. It's gonna be actually I'm gonna keep it a secret for you guys. You have to stay tuned.
All right. You
Yeah,
gotta make sure you're out there in the store. Keep chatting. So what are the two that you have now?
we have a strawberry margarita and a lemon sidecar, but they're going to be a vodka flavor, vodka as the base for both the strawberry margarita and the lemon sidecar. But we have a nice, interesting twist that we go.
All right, that's cool. And how does with two brothers that played in the NFL, does it do you see that helping you at all as you're kind of promoting the brand to getting into some of these different stores?
Yeah, definitely. As you were speaking, I understand now the way that my brother and I think is totally different. So my brother played quarterback, I played running back. So my brother's view of the game is so much different than my view of the game. Like there are different things that we pay more attention to, and it makes sense now. But yeah, so we both have very similar characteristics and determination, resilient and things like that. But just our outlook on how we get things done or things down the road looks a little bit different. They all end at the Super Bowl. It's just our roads are a little bit different. You might have to go 8-8, or you might have to go, 12-4, whatever it is. But we definitely have different perspectives on it, but it's all the same goal.
That's great. And so the goal, like right now, you said in your different stores. I guess one of them, when you mentioned people could find you Total Wine in some of the stores, and as you grow that, I guess is that something that just basically you kind of in a trial market with it with a chain, and then ultimately, if they like it, then they start spreading it out.
Yep. So right now we're in two of the Total Wines, and
Let's talk about what you're doing today, and maybe kind of how you've parlayed your athletic skills into what you're doing.
Yeah, so I mentioned I've been with this company, Alumni Ventures, both as an intern and then post MBA as an investor. Really cool firm in the venture capital space. So, if you're unfamiliar, venture capital is usually like very early stage startup investing. So think the people who invested in Facebook or Tesla or Airbnb when it was a really young company, far before what we know today. That's the world we play in. What I loved about this is what I mentioned earlier. Alumni Ventures was this really unique way to allow individuals who previously were kind of shut out from venture capital investing to participate, and we used alumni as our wedge to like galvanize community. So I entered through the University of Wisconsin Fund. We've grown that. We're very present in a lot of university communities now and like alumni communities now. Several thousand investors. What's been really cool is like I still retain my Wisconsin identity, but the last couple of years, rather than focusing on the Wisconsin network, I've shifted a lot of my attention to sports. So I kind of lead our sports practice here, do a lot across sports. And more generally, we're kind of calling it humans first, as in all of the things in venture capital. We talk a lot about technology and software. To me, humans first is kind of what sports represents, is all the things that we do to be human, whether we travel, we go to concerts, we go to movies, we watch TV, we parent our children. It's all the things that like kind of make us human is the stuff that I'm looking at. Sports is a huge part of that because it is like this foundational part of our society where we play, we participate as fans, we view things for entertainment. That's what I'm spending a lot of my time on today.
So let's fast forward to today, and let's talk about OnRise and some of the great things that you're doing.
Yeah. So been at OnRise coming up on 2 years, and we're doing some really cool things in the athlete mental health space. So we work with pro teams, pro leagues, pro players associations, college athletic departments, programs, and youth clubs, high schools to support athlete mental health. And the really cool and unique thing that we do is we actually bring on, which is why I think we align so well, we bring on former college and pro athletes to be really engagement tools to drive engagement, reduce the stigma, make that first connection an easier one to make while still having licensed level of care as well. So if an athlete's struggling, they could see a peer support individual, a former college and pro athlete. They could see a therapist, psychiatrist, crisis care. We have nutrition, sports performance. So we really do a lot to either be that one-stop shop for today's athletes that need some help or to supplement existing resources. So in the example of a college athletic department, for instance, right, they probably have, it depends on the size of a division and all sorts of things, but they probably have a CAPS program or a counseling center within the university, right? But what can we do? Those people are typically overburdened. They have long hours and they need some help, right? So how can we supplement that by being that athlete to athlete support system, really relating to what today's athletes are going through, providing that diversity, scheduling flexibility and other things so that they can thrive on and off the field as an individual and as an athlete.
Yeah, and then so you're typically, so it's not, is it a platform also that they go to, or is it more about like the in-person at these different
Good
schools?
question. Yeah, it's a telehealth service. So there is a platform, but it's not tech heavy. It's really one-to-one care, right? So if an athlete's struggling, they want a little bit of an edge from a mental performance standpoint, or they're just feeling a little anxious, a little overwhelmed, or on the severe side of things, they're depressed or worse, right? We can be that one-stop shop regardless of what they're going through, right? They can connect with the former athlete. If they need licensed level of care, no problem. If they need psychiatric referrals, no problem. If it's a crisis in the middle of the night and they're going through something, we can be there for them. So it's really everything A to Z in terms of athlete mental health.
So let's fast forward to today and talk a little about CORE and some of the great things that you're doing and how you're trying to expand, like you said, across the country and in these different areas.
Excellent. Well, thank you for the opportunity to share a little bit. Like you said earlier, so CORE provides fractional interim executive services. So we place interim CEOs in for-profit and nonprofit companies across the country. We have about 24 fractional CFOs that work across every industry right now. That's one of our primary service lines is fractional CFOs. We love solving problems. The other problem we solve is companies that have a hard time growing because the executive management team or the founder is working in it and can't work on it. And we always know, we know what happens when you're stuck working in it and can't be strategic, right?
I feel you, man. That's why I'm in that right now.
and that's the problem that we solve. So our back office solutions with HR, finance and accounting, technology, and administration. We come in and we are the outsourced back office for small and medium-sized companies. Now across the country, we have 2 international clients, one that's based in London and the other in Germany, where their CEOs reside out of there. So we solve problems. We run to the fire, as they say. And I believe that I love the Avengers because everybody has a superpower. And the Avengers are only called in when there's a problem. So we are growing as fast as we are because we actually look for problems to go solve. People don't call us because it's like, hey, everything's going hunky-dory. They call us because they know they have something special. They're not spending their time really growing the company, and they need some expertise in order to build a strong foundation for them to grow on. That's the back office side. But they also know that they need higher level financial insight in order to be able to make strategic decisions to grow the business. But they can't afford a $300,000 to $500,000 a year CFO.